Every year, more than 2 million of us get a visit from a district nurse.
We keep a lot of people safe and in their own homes.
Hello! We become really close to our patients. We're in their lives for years.
10,000 of them travel all over the country to wherever they are needed.
You really never know what you're going into.
It can be life and death for some people.
From our birth
Hello!
to old age.
Happy birthday!
They work day
Just pop the light on.
and night
Oh, she's looking gorgeous, isn't she?
to help us through the toughest times.
Oh, don't cry.
Oh my goodness. You've done absolutely amazing. I can't believe I'm home.
I'm lucky. I am so lucky.
East Riding, Yorkshire. It has historic market towns, acres of farmland. And for 12 years, it's where Kay's been delivering babies.
Hi. I always wanted to be a community midwife from when I was a little girl. Apparently I told my mum and dad that I wanted to be a community midwife.
Do you want to come through?
Thank you. You do tend to have a tear in your eye every time a baby's born, especially when you see the emotion that goes on around. That is lovely. I mean, that is a great part of the job.
A growing number of the mothers Kay looks after give birth in their own homes.
I think some mums don't feel it's necessary to be in hospital when having a baby. They prefer to be in their own environment. And to me, it's very natural.
But now he's really good, feeding really well, sleeping really well.
Yes.
He's hungry now, which is why he's being grizzly.
She helps them through the pregnancy, the birth, and then for up to a fortnight after.
Well, he looks really well, and you do as well. Can you manage to go to the toilet all right?
Yes, licorice all sorts is the trick.
And are your legs okay? Any problems with your legs?
No, everything's absolutely fine.
Good, great.
You've been eating plenty, haven't you?
I feel sometimes a little bit like a mother hen. I do feel like I'm mothering a lot of these women. It's a great privilege to be a midwife. Morning.
Kay works in a team of 4 who look after over 400 new mums and pregnant women.
Babies aren't born to a timetable, and I've always got my mobile phone to hand. When I'm on call, the phone can go in the middle of the night, 4 in the morning, and I have to get to wherever the home birth is. If it doesn't ring, that's a bonus, and if it does, then fine, I'll be off.
Community nurses provide a cradle-to-grave service. And in northeast Somerset, Iona is a district nurse whose patients are at the other end of the age spectrum.
We've got several ladies, a couple of gentlemen in their 90s. I don't actually consider anybody old till they're at least 85. It's different from being in hospital. We often go in for years and years and years. They're just much more themselves in their own environment than they would be in a hospital ward.
At 72, Richard is one of Iona's younger patients.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Richard.
Nice to see you.
Nice bit of
Thank you
sunshine
very
out there
much.
today.
Yes.
But today, she's not here for him.
Hello, Doris.
Hello.
She's come to see his mother, who he lives with.
Nice to see you again.
At 102, she's Iona's oldest patient.
Come on, look at all these blankets. And it's August.
My feet frozen.
Are they? Good grief, there's about 6 blankets under here.
Today, Doris will get her 6-monthly health check.
I want to measure your body fat.
What?
Not that you're fat, but I just want to check that it's staying static. Is that all right?
To you, yes.
I'll be very gentle.
She's eating well. She even comes back for more, especially when it's a roast.
Can I have a little look at your hands?
Oh, aren't you
Are
cold?
they cold? My hands are always cold. I'm just going to check your blood sugar level now.
Okay, get on with it.
She said get on with it. There's nothing like a good moan. But she soldiers on. She's not got to be 102 without being strong.
OK, Doris, I'm just going to measure... Oh, it's my hands, they're so cold, aren't they? So that's 25 centimetres. You're getting a bit peckish.
I'll give you your lunch in a moment. You like pilchards and tomato sauce, don't you?
Everything.
Yes.
Doris is 102. She can do what she wants now. She can be grumpy. She doesn't have to impress me. She doesn't have to impress anybody. But she's got a cheeky little smile there. I don't think she means it deep down. I'm just going to check the sensation on her feet. Ooh, good. Oh, I'm sorry.
She fights back. She doesn't like being fiddled around with, I can tell you. Poor Iona gets the brunt of it.
13 years ago, Richard gave up his teaching job abroad to look after his mum.
After her father died, you see, something had to happen. She couldn't live alone. She often thanks me. Well, I know she did in the past. I may be coming up to 72, but you're always the child, aren't you?
You don't often get the privilege of treating a lady who's quite this old. What do you put your secret down to?
Food.
Food? You like your food?
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Yep.
She never smoked, never drank much, never went mad. When she was 100, the church bells rang for her. The press wrote about it.
It's all quite pleasant. My Queen sent a congratulation card.
It was a proud day.
Her body mass index is a very healthy weight. OK then, Doris, see you next week. Cheerio.
She's thinking of her lunch. There we are. Some days I think of going on a cruise. Just prefer not to leave her. I think after all these years I can slowly tell what she really needs and what she really feels. You know, she worries if I'm not there.
It's 4 a.m. And in East Yorkshire, community midwife Kay has had an urgent call from an expectant mum.
We're going to see Natalie. She's broken her waters. Apparently she's contracting. There shouldn't be complications at all, although you're always aware that potentially that could happen. There's a little bit of anxiety as well as a bit of an adrenaline rush, and so yeah, that probably keeps us going.
Natalie and her husband Ian weren't expecting their baby for another week.
I was fast asleep. Natalie tried to wake me up unsuccessfully, and then she came up again and said the waters had broken, and I said, where?
The nearest hospital is a 40-minute drive away. With no doctors around, it's up to Kay and her colleague Jane to help deliver the baby.
We will do our utmost to ensure that she has the birth that she wants to have. There's no guarantees of anything in this life, unfortunately, but time will tell.
Yeah. Positive thinking.
Absolutely.
Natalie has given birth in hospital before. This is the second time she'll have a water birth in her own home.
It's a completely different ballgame. It means I can have who I want there, and I like having my mum around. I've got all the other kids that want to be present. And it's just a really positive, lovely, relaxed environment to give birth in. It really helps with the pain. I've got a contraction coming now.
Natalie has been in labour for just over an hour.
It's her fourth baby, so it could happen any time now. Just wait for her to tell us and then put our gloves on and get ready.
All two births are the same, so I'm just wondering what's going to happen, how long it's going to take. Yeah, it's a bit nerves.
If she got stuck or something was putting her or me at risk, then they would ambulance me in. You never know what could go wrong.
In East Yorkshire, Natalie and Ian are about to have their 5th child.
Nat's in the pool, so don't know when it's going to be, but things are going on.
During her pregnancy, Natalie suffered severe pain in her hips and back. A home water birth should help with the labour.
Nat finds it really calming and it's good for the pain. We're just waiting. Shouldn't be long, I don't think.
The nearest hospital is 15 miles away. Kay and her colleague Jane are responsible for the baby's safe delivery.
I suppose the contractions are painful, but then, of course, as long as she's calm and happy between, that's all a good sign that she's coping well.
You're right now.
Not only is Natalie's husband here for the birth, but also their children and other family members.
There's a lot of people here. This isn't particularly normal. You know, I'm not saying it's abnormal, but there's not usually lots of people here. It's quite nice. It's quite a relaxed atmosphere. Everybody's quite happy chatting, and there's no stress, which is good. She's making a few little pushy noises. So. Here's the baby.
Jesus.
Natalie has been in the pool for 20 minutes.
It did seem very quick, obviously, because she only had really one push and then the head was out.
Oh, you took me by surprise a little bit. You even had my knickers off.
She's perfect. She did it again.
Hello, baby.
Definitely a girl.
That was pretty easy for us, not necessarily for Natalie.
Oh, look at her little face.
My baby sister came out, and I just thought it was amazing.
I'm just relieved that she came out alive. And she's very cute. She's got very cute lips.
She's lovely in pink, heartbeat's lovely. She's fine.
It's how I like it to be, just serene. I don't want baby born into screaming, and it's important to me to have my family here. I'd hate it for them to miss out on something so lovely.
In northeast Somerset, District Nurse Iona is starting her rounds. Her first patient is retired builder Bill.
He's a gentleman in his very late 80s. He's always warm and welcoming. He just likes a good natter and a bit of company, really. Hello there, Bill.
Hello, Ian, all right?
Yeah, I've got lots of bits and pieces today.
I was hoping to have plenty of time to help me with the jigsaw. Taken a long time. It's more difficult with all the blue on there.
I would say that's a good 2/3 blue.
Yeah. I was hoping you was going to help me get that bottom line done. I can't complete that somehow.
I'd love to help you with your puzzle, but I don't think I've quite got time for that one.
We don't get time for that,
We don't normally get time for that, do we, Bill? I'm going to put a bit of ultrasound gel on a couple of points on your feet, and then I'm going to listen through a special little machine.
Bill's a diabetic. Iona is checking that poor circulation isn't stopping a wound healing on his leg.
This works on the same principle of ultrasound scans for pregnant women.
I was hoping we might finish the jigsaw puzzle, but I think that's out.
I can't do my 8-year-old nephew's jigsaws. I won't be able to do that. We're quite often asked by patients to stay and have a cup of tea or to help them with quirky hobbies. I mean, one chap I went to, he mended cuckoo clocks. You try and avoid 12 o'clock because the cuckoos would just go on and on and on for ages, and you couldn't get round to talking to the chap at all. OK, here's your jigsaw to finish off.
Right. Thank you very much.
You just watch me knock this all over now.
You wouldn't come again?
No, I wouldn't. I'd be scared stiff. OK then, Bill. See you again next week.
Is she beautiful?
Yes.
It was a complete shock how fast she came out.
How long was I officially in labour?
An hour and 42.
That's silly, an hour and 42.
Right.
Thanks for your speedy whipping off of my knickers.
We've had a lot of practice.
A lot of practice for things like that.
Right, I'll see you tomorrow.
After checking Natalie and her baby are well, Kay can finally head home.
It's quite a thrill. Once the baby's out, particularly, you think, oh, great, done a good job.
Yeah.
Seeing as we've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, it'd be nice to go home a little bit earlier. Put our feet up.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you'll do. You'll do for the completion of the Westwell family.
Iona is on her way to see her next patient. 88-year-old Maya is a retired teacher who has lived near Bath for over 45 years.
I love gardening and I've planted most of this garden myself. It looks okay, but there's a lot to be done to it.
We've all got a very soft spot for Maya. She reminds me of my grandmother, actually. She was an ex-school teacher. Actually, my grandmother could really be quite naughty as well. I'm not sure if Maya could, I expect so.
Maya had an acute circulation problem in her legs. 3 years ago, they became gangrenous. Faced with this life-threatening condition, she agreed to have both limbs amputated.
She was in such excruciating pain before she had the amputations. It's absolutely incredible how Maya's coped going through both amputations of her legs on separate occasions. She's had a heart attack partway through. She's just absolutely incredible woman.
Since Maya had the amputations, Iona has been helping her adjust to life in a wheelchair.
Hello there. Right. As promised, I've just come to give you your B12 injection. I just want to get you on the bed and we'll go from there.
Each visit allows Iona to check how Maya is coping physically and mentally.
We can judge people better in their homes and they can be judged in hospital. Okay. Because we're on a friendly basis, they know us, we know them well, we know what they're usually like, so we can pick up little bits of body language which you just wouldn't get in hospital. You make that look so easy, you absolutely flew across there. You've got it pretty well mastered, haven't you?
Oh, I'm not too bad at all.
Okay, I just want to see you how you get onto the chair now.
Right.
Maya lives with her son. Her husband died more than 15 years ago.
Absolutely amazing. A younger woman would have problems doing that with that upper body strength.
I do like to do as much as I can. I'm quite determined.
Yeah.
I get phantom pains, don't I, Iona?
You do.
My phantom feet. You lie there and you think your feet are there, but they're not. It's a surprise every time.
Right then, Maya, let's give you your B12 injection. Basically, it's stopping you having anemia. Right at the top of the arm. Okay, that's that for another 3 months. I'll see you again then, Maya.
Yes, okay.
Bye.
Oh, no, thanks very much.
You're welcome. The thing I love about my job is we see patients over many months, years even. We become part of their lives. I do feel humbled by people I nurse. Some people have lost such a lot and work so hard to be able to live a normal, full, active life.
Yesterday, Kay helped Natalie give birth. Now she's on her way to see her.
We're just going to check that she's okay postnatally and the baby's healthy. The other thing, of course, is the feeding. It's very important she's managing to breastfeed the baby all right.
Hiya. All right. Good, thanks. Come on in.
Thank you. Hello, how are you? Very well. Oh, very well, thank you very much. She's looking gorgeous, isn't she?
She is.
Right, I'll have a look at her. In the hospital, you've got a lot of people to refer to, you've got the doctors, you've got senior midwives, whereas in the community, you're having to make very important decisions on your own. And it's always a bit worrying, just in case, you know, you could possibly miss something. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to generally look at the baby. I'm listening to the baby's heart, to all the 4 chambers of the heart, and just checking that it sounds normal, really. It's normal heart sounds we're listening for.
She just keeps surprising me how small she is.
The heart sounds absolutely fine, all sounds very normal. I can hear her breathing and that all sounds fine as well.
I've struggled with the breastfeeding. She's latching on, but then she stops. I'm definitely keen to do it, but not finding it quite as easy as I have in the past.
So we're going to lay the baby on the pillows, there you go, with your hand in her back rather than on her head, and let her head just relax.
Well, any successful birth would only work if you did feel like you were working as a team with your midwife. But there certainly seems to be a lot more, for me, a lot more trust when the midwives are in your home.
I think she might be slightly a bit high up there, actually, Natalie, if you bring her down slightly, because you don't want it to pull away.
They have to be very warm, loving people, and they have to be very patient, especially with me and all my demands.
You can even see a little gap where her nose is, can't you? And they say as well, stroking the palm of the hand encourages baby to breastfeed. Good girl, that's great. She's getting milk though. She's doing really well. The baby looks to be a well baby. Basically, we'll just observe her as the weeks go on. Give us a call, any problems, any concerns? It's very satisfying when somebody does achieve the sort of birth that they wanted in their own homes.
Thanks again.
Just a pleasure. Yeah. We see them with their family, their children, and the fact that everything did turn out really well makes it all worthwhile.
It was exactly what we wanted, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Wish I could do it all again, but my husband would kill me.